Salam everybody, this is Investor Sheikh back at it again with another video. And today's halal stock pick of the week is Riot blockchain, ticker symbol RIOT. Stock price is at $24.31. And the key stats are it has a $2 billion market cap. It does not pay a dividend. And the 52-week low is $1.93, so in penny stock territory. And the 52-week high is $79.50. So that is quite the range. And it currently does not have a PE ratio or earnings per share. So a description of the company is Riot blockchain focuses on cryptocurrency mining of Bitcoin. The company is expanding and upgrading its mining operations by securing the most energy efficient miners currently available. Riot also holds certain non-controlling investments in blockchain technology companies. Riot is headquartered in Castle Rock, Colorado, and the company's primary mining facility operates out of upstate New York. So basically, this is a Bitcoin mining company. They have a facility, which is like a warehouse that consists of thousands of Bitcoin mining computers. So it's basically like a warehouse, and they have all these miners set up close to each other as they are doing the calculations that are necessary in order to obtain Bitcoin. So here are some pictures. These are what the miners look like. So pretty much they're like computers that are solving complicated math problems, and in return you receive a Bitcoin. And considering that they have thousands of these machines operating, they're going to get a large output of Bitcoin. But then again, mining has been pretty popular in the early 2010s. Now that the available supply of Bitcoin is dwindling and it's heading closer and closer to the supply limit of 21 billion Bitcoins, it's getting harder and harder to generate a decent output of Bitcoins. Because back in the day, anybody can mine Bitcoin in the comfort of their own home, provided that you have the mining devices capable of generating Bitcoin. But now it's getting a lot harder. But these companies have a lot of these miners put in place to do the work for them. So they have the upper hand in that case. So going to the website, this is the Riot blockchain website. And they say that Riot blockchain is a Bitcoin mining company supporting the Bitcoin blockchain through rapidly expanding industrial scale mining focused in the United States. We are consistently focused on expanding our operations by increasing our Bitcoin mining hash rate while decreasing our costs of production. Riot believes the future Bitcoin mining will benefit from American operations and endeavors to be the driver of that future. So really their goal is to try to be as efficient as possible in mining Bitcoin as they lower the costs of production. Because as you know, when you're mining Bitcoin, it's basically using a computer. And if you have thousands of these computers working in tandem to mine Bitcoin, it's going to take a lot of power. It's going to take a lot of energy. And that's one of the concerns when it comes to Bitcoin mining. So in their website, they say that our 100% dedicated Bitcoin mining facilities are currently located in Messina, New York facility, which houses our deployed hardware fleet consisting of 13,000 746 next generation Bitmain and miners. We currently have a deployed hash rate capacity of 1.3 EH per second, utilizing approximately 43 megawatts of energy. So basically, Riot is increasing their fleets of miners as each year their the number of miners are increasing. So as you see, from February 2020, they start off with the S17, and then as you see, this is 2020. As you see, they have been gradually increasing the amount of miners that they're adding to their facility in a way as a way to generate more Bitcoin. And their purpose is to try to do so in an energy efficient manner. So let's take a look at the stock price, because the 52-week low and high is one of the largest ranges that I've seen in the stock lately. Because last year it was a penny stock. See, for 2020, it was in the penny stock range. All of 2020, basically. But it wasn't until the price of Bitcoin started going up when Riot started to become more relevant in the stock market. And in February, it was ridiculous. It was as high as $79. And I'm pretty sure at this time, Bitcoin was at like $60,000 per Bitcoin. So essentially, if you were to hold onto this stock since 2020, you would have gotten 3,000% gains, which is ridiculous. But during February, this was when a lot of the tech stocks were at their highest price, and then since then everything just started crashing down. So it as a result, the stock price did go down, because it appears that investors are starting to notice that Riot blockchain was overvalued back in February. There's no way you could hold such a high valuation, but this could particularly be due to the price of Bitcoin, as the price of Bitcoin was going up from $10,000 to $60,000. That's what we start to see these Bitcoin mining companies start to go up as well. So when it comes to investing in this stock, it's pretty much like the gold rush, but instead of investing in gold, you're investing in the tools that are necessary for mining gold, such as the pickaxe. That became more valuable because that was a crucial tool to obtain gold. This same logic could apply here when it comes to Bitcoin. As an alternative to investing in Bitcoin, you could invest in the companies that are doing the mining necessary to obtain Bitcoin. So as you see here, this company has a $2 billion market cap. And many people may consider that to be overvalued. Some may believe that there may be more room to grow, considering that Bitcoin might not be at its highest price yet. Although we did see the price of Bitcoin decrease, it's possible that we may see a rebound later this year or perhaps next year. It's all about thinking long term. So, taking a deeper look at the financials, let it load for a bit. So, the past 4 years, it has had negative earnings, 4 consecutive quarters, with 2018 not being a good year. Although we have been seeing the revenue gradually increasing And looking at the quarterly, we have seen a big jump in the Q4 revenue and earnings. For the first time, we're seeing a positive revenue and earnings for Q4 compared to the previous quarters. And right now, there's only one price target, and that's $64. Now, if there were more analysts that would provide a much more average price target, but this one analyst seems very bullish on this stock, despite the stock price tumbling down from its all-time high. So let's take a look into the financials a little bit deeper here. So in the income statement, the company is not profitable. It currently has a negative net income of $12 million. And in the balance sheet, they have $280 million in assets and $3 million in liabilities. So this could be due to the fact that they do hold Bitcoin as part of their assets, considering that they are a Bitcoin mining company. And the price of Bitcoin has skyrocketed throughout this year. So in a way, they have been benefiting from that, which kind of ballooned their assets a bit. So they are essentially holding Bitcoin, which could explain why the assets are a lot higher than the liabilities, which is a good sign. But as of now, the company is not yet profitable. Now, earlier I did mention that Riot blockchain is focused on utilizing energy efficient miners as a way to decrease the cost of production, because when you're using up a lot of electricity to mine Bitcoin, it's going to cost a lot of money. So it's a smart business move for them to cut costs while still generating a good output in Bitcoin. Which kind of leads me to this article that I read here on how Bitcoin may be bad for the environment due to how much power it's using. So let's take a look here. According to the Cambridge Bitcoin Electricity Consumption Index, Bitcoin mining operations worldwide now use energy at the rate of nearly 120 terawatts hours per year. This is about the annual domestic electricity consumption of the entire nation of Sweden. Now, Sweden is a relatively small country, but it is a very startling fact if you think about it. According to the website Digiconomist, a single Bitcoin transaction uses the same amount of power that the average American household consumes in a month, and is responsible for roughly 1 million times more carbon emissions than a single Visa transaction. So in a way, Bitcoin is compared to Visa in terms of transactions that are being made. Now, currently, Visa has significantly more transactions in their network compared to Bitcoin. But the fact that Bitcoin uses so much energy and releases so much carbon emissions is a very concerning factor. At a time when the world desperately needs to cut carbon emissions, does it make sense to be devoting a Sweden's worth of electricity to a virtual currency? The answer would seem to be clearly no, and yet here we are. So this is one of the concerns about Bitcoin. It is a very amazing asset in terms of how it has grown and its ability to be utilized by the masses. But the concern is just the energy output. So unless we try to find a way to mine Bitcoin and generate transactions in a environmentally friendly manner, this is going to be an issue for years to come. So that's something that I hope Riot blockchain tries to resolve. And if that's the case, then you may want to consider taking a look at this company a little bit deeper. Now, as always, I'm not a financial advisor, so please do not buy Riot stock simply because I'm talking about it. This is a very volatile company, as you can see, based on the stock performance over the years. It's very volatile. And for now, I do not hold a position, but I am putting this in my watch list. I'm keeping a really close eye on this to see if it can fall into a more attractive price. This is Investor Shake checking out.